What's up YouTube? I'm Yajji and today I'm bringing you guys a video on how to use scatter with Hanzo on different maps. And I'm not talking about the regular scatter arrows to the feet, I'm talking about the scatter arrows that are a little harder to see and much more satisfying to pull off. These spots aren't all the spots in the game, but this is just to give you an idea of how to use scatter arrow more creatively. Three things you have to keep in mind when going for these shots are your positioning, the angle you're aiming at, as well as the enemy's position. It's going to take a little bit of practice to get these shots right, but let's get right into the video so you guys get a better idea of what I'm talking about. One thing to note before you go for these shots is I'd recommend for you to use your sonic arrow, as it does help in timing your shots so that you do one shot the enemy. However, it isn't necessary to land the kills if you're a little experienced. So there are 4 scatter locations on Temple of Anubis, and what you want to remember with these shots is that timing is incredibly important. You'll want to release the scatter arrow as soon as they enter the room to increase your chances of one-shotting them. Also, try to take note as to where I'm aiming my scatter arrow. Most of all, you'll want to make sure you're using your scatter arrow in tight spaces, as they can help you get a kill when someone isn't expecting it. This specific location is extremely important to utilize, since there will usually be 1 or 2 people up there trying to heal people or get some damage in, and will look to take cover, and that's when you'll want to use your scatter arrow. It's almost a guaranteed kill. For this next spot, I wasn't able to one-shot the target, but I was able to get him down to 50 HP, and there's usually a lot of traffic in this area. In this clip, I give you an example of how your positioning can affect the way the scatter arrow travels. So in this clip, I miss my scatter arrow, but then I adjust my positioning to make sure I'm able to one-shot the target. And the same thing ends up happening on this next clip. As you guys can see, I try hitting Lucio with the scatter, but I end up not one-shotting him. So instead, I adjust my positioning as well as my aim to make sure my scatter arrow one-shots Lucio. Here's a spot that usually has a lot of traffic and people tend to take cover behind this specific car. This is a great location to surprise the enemy when they think they're safe, with a scatter to the wall to end up one-shotting them. This next spot is extremely useful when you're attacking with Hanzo on Hollywood. You can use the wall and geometry to take out targets that are hiding on the right side of the room, and you can also do it as they're walking in the same location. While filming this video, I also found out that Sonic Arrow bugs out when you're putting it on the haystack, and it doesn't end up showing you the outline of your target. But nonetheless, you can still one-shot targets behind the haystack as long as you aim your scatter arrow on the door. These next 2 locations are extremely important because usually a team fight happens here at the start of the match, and you can easily secure a kill if you aim your scatter arrow to bounce off the pillars. Here's another location where I couldn't finish off the target, but I was still able to get 150 damage off and thought it was worth putting in the video. And finally, here's the 3rd spot that doesn't one-shot people, but is another useful spot in highly contested area where you can dish out a bunch of damage. Alright, and we can't forget about the payload. You can use your scatter arrow under the payload to kill unsuspecting targets. Well, that is it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content like this. And like I said earlier, these aren't all the locations, these are just some locations to give you guys an idea of how to use the scatter arrow. But as usual, I'll see you guys next time.